Bitcoin, crypto, bubbles, passive indexation. There's a lot of financial jargon out there. Old Mutual can help you make sense of it all and give you great advice to make the right decisions. If you've got a question or want to know how to get the most out of your money, call them on 0860 60 60 60 or speak to an Old Mutual financial advisor or your broker. Today's the day. Get great financial advice so you can do great things. Old Mutual is a licensed financial services provider.
Business Books. On The Money Show.
Forgive me for repeating myself, but I need to just to give you a sense of what has been achieved with this evening's book. Tonight's book is one of that had a genesis on the show, and a warning to my producers, the fact that the book has been written about means that I'm very keen to do the 1,000 Rand challenge all over again, because we ran the 1,000 Rand challenge about 18 months ago, and we gave Tseho Modusani, the traffic guy, $1,000, and we sent him off. And we said, go and create a business and bring us the profits that you make. And so he went off and he tried about 5 or 6 businesses, and none of them did very well at all. And he brought us a profit of 50 Rand, which we were grateful for. He gave us a profit of 50 Rand. Warren Ingram from Galileo Capital gave the money to his mother-in-law. And when I last checked, she was still running her business of preparing meals from home. The weather went against Paul Theron, and he still brought us about 3,500 Rand in profit, which we banked, and we said, thank you very much. Pavlo Fatidis brought tens of thousands of Rand in profit. He'd created a business that enabled small businesses to get buckets of mileage using social media. And all of this money together, we then donated to the Starfish Great Hearts Foundation. We were absolutely thrilled with this. But the person who grabbed public imagination over that 6-week period was Valerie Pole, who was our listener contestant, and she's written a book about her experience. Valerie, nice to have you in our studio this evening. Just take me back to that day, Valerie, where you're sitting minding your own business as an estate agent, and you hear that we're looking for contestants. Take me back.
Well, I didn't even consider phoning in at all. I was just walking up and down, and I heard people start to phone and call in, and I thought, okay, let me try. So I called in and immediately put the phone down when they answered.
It's you. Okay, we know your type, yes.
And then a few minutes later, I thought, no, somebody's got to show them how to do it. No, that sounds a bit cheeky, but I just thought, I know how to do this. I'd done a few businesses before. I knew how to start with hardly any money.
And it's something that you've done before. It's something that you wanted to do to prove a point as well, and to do it publicly so that you would be held accountable for it. I mean, you set this up as a personal challenge for yourself.
Yes, I definitely did. In fact, but I'll tell you one challenge that was more than that was the weight loss. The first appointment that I had, second day or the third day, I sold the first bracelet at my doctor's appointment for the slimming specialist.
But lesson number one, I suppose, in selling is you can't have any pride. You've got to sell wherever you can. Sorry, don't fall off the chair, Valerie. I know you're half the woman you once were. But the point is, the rule of selling is that when you're in a startup business like this, you've got to use every single opportunity open to you to sell, and then sell some more.
Absolutely. And I sold one to my bank manager, which was the best sale I've ever done.
Well, it's nice to get something out of your bank manager, I suppose.
Yeah.
We gave you 1,000 Rand. How did you use that 1,000 Rand in the initial stages to get started?
Okay. Well, immediately I went off I'd found out about a local beading warehouse, and it was just by accident. And I went off to this warehouse and stocked up with beads, but I made a little mistake there. I put too many beads and too little bling. I should have done a different ratio, but anyway, had enough to get started and started selling straight away.
And that process from the initial challenge to the sale of the first bracelet was what, 24 hours, 36 hours?
Actually, that night I didn't sleep. The first night I did not sleep. I set up the website. I set up a Twitter account at 1,000 bracelets, which is still going. Please follow me, everybody. And then Facebook page. All the social media that was possible.
But the point is, you did it, and you did it at very low cost or zero cost, because everything you used was free.
Yes, absolutely. I used every method that you can use to get a business going without hardly any money.
What was the first big win? Where did you get to a point where you thought this is going to work, and you actually felt that this was quite exciting?
Actually, the first week I actually made a profit from the 1,000 Rand, I could have stopped right there and then after the first week. Then I thought, that's it, I can do this. But then I had to keep going because I had accountability.
And the fact is, I mean, you brought us, I forget the exact amount. Well,
I think it was 4,850, I think.
Because you came into the competition on that final night and you were selling bracelets to the audience.
Yes, and on Twitter, via Twitter, to people who were in the audience reading their Twitters.
When you look at it and how it's changed the way in which you see your life, the way in which you run your life, you manage your life, what have you learned predominantly over the last 18 months?
That anything is possible.
And how is the business going? How is 1,000 bracelets going?
You know, we're still selling online and it's still carrying on. It's continuing. I think that what I love about this business, and that's actually the thing that actually that very first day I just knew the book was going to be here one day. And I felt it had to be an inspiration for people who are feeling hopeless, that they can do it too. And that's what actually I feel that this business has metamorphosized into, is that it's to inspire people who might be sitting at home right now. You've been without work for a very long time and you think, I don't know what to do anymore. And maybe there's someone sitting who knows somebody like that. Buy
Absolutely.
the book for them, give them 1,000 Rand and let them be accountable to you for 6 weeks and see how far they can go with it. The book has got 77 low-cost startup business ideas inside of it. I think it's around about page 30 or so.
Yep. And that's the point. I mean, that was the point of the exercise, to say, is this possible? Let's do a radio experiment to see what different people will do with 1,000 Rand. Some will succeed more than others. Some will have sustainable businesses. Some will lose interest, and some will try too many different things, like dear old Tsecho did, bless him. He did it on purpose just to show what can go wrong. And when you look at it and you go through writing the book, the inspiration to write the book, and those nice people at More Judgy Books who've published it, I mean, the process of putting it all together, it's taken you a long time to do, but I'm hoping that the result is one that is worthwhile for you.
Well, a few people have read it already, and they are telling me they're so inspired by it. In fact, one of the people helping with the editing on the publishing, actually, there was only one line about slimming, okay? Well, she immediately went and signed up with her doctor to lose 20 kilograms. So it is an inspirational book, and it can inspire a person to get up and do something.
It's a fabulous book, Valerie Pole. I'm so proud of you, and I think you've done an exceptional job of recounting your experience, but not only recounting the experience of being on air and going through the sweat and the trauma and the pain and the agony and the weight loss and the sleeplessness, for which we hold you we hold you in high regard for suffering on our behalf, Valerie, while we were all sleeping very nicely. You were slaving your guts out, but you proved a point, and you proved that you could take 1,000 Rand. You could not only turn it into a profit, but you can turn it into a sustainable micro business, and you've done that with an enormous aplomb. And I wish you luck with your launch on Wednesday. You've got a Joburg launch on Wednesday, and I'm hoping that it goes from strength to strength, and you continue to blow people away.
Yes, and could I just say that people, I've got only about 20 places left. If people would like to go on and book onto the book that launched it on Wednesday, it's a breakfast free of charge. Actually, I'm doing a raffle in aid of the Acts of Love charity.
Wonderful. And
so they're last minute bookings that are available. I'm taking bookings only till 10. Then I have to give the numbers to the organisation. And
how do we get a booking, Valerie?
On the website 1,000 bracelets, 1000beautifulbracelets.com.
1000beautifulbracelets.com. Valerie Pole, the entrepreneur, the person who's launched herself as a jewelry maker extraordinaire, and it all started right here on The Money Show.